Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Confidant, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Mike Razor, here in New York City. Hopefully you all are having a wonderful day today. I am. It's a great day. So I already put the podcast up. So when you get a chance, go ahead and check out the podcast, The Real Estate Confidant, on iTunes, Google Play, Anchor, Podbean, Spotify. You guys should be able to get it. It's the Real Estate Confidant, okay? Today's show is going to be on exit strategy. And with regard to individuals who have, for example, purchased their home and they live in their home or they inherited a home, and for whatever reason, maybe the taxes in the county increased. Maybe they own a property outright, but the taxes are so high that it's as if they're still paying a mortgage, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of times I notice with a lot of people, they love their home. It was a family heirloom, something to that effect, and they're not willing to leave, but then they're also not willing to pay the debt, and they're complaining about the payments and so on and so forth that they have to put down. Ladies and gentlemen, if you pay taxes on a property and those taxes are more than what you make on your job and amongst the whole family, then you need to move. You need to move, you need to refinance, or you need to sell that property, or maybe all three. Okay, so understand that. This is going to give you the opportunity to make a decision, make a choice. Figure out what it is that you're going to do, put a strategy in place so that you could move forward and be debt free. Get out of the struggle, okay? Also understand that we all have debts, we all have bills, so on and so forth. So bills aren't going to go anywhere, okay? You have to pay bills one way or the other, all right? So I just want to let you all know that. Also, if you guys haven't signed up for the raffle, you're newbie real estate professionals, you just passed your real estate exam, or you're renewing your real estate exam, and you've updated it and so on and so forth, go ahead, send me a screenshot of the word passed and the date from the state's website, and give me your name and your address, and I'll email you and let you know if you won. You'll be winning these 3 pair of vintage dress socks, and also a $100 gift card, okay? $100 gift card that you could use for purchasing, clothes for real estate, business attire, dress shirts, that kind of thing. Or use it for whatever you want. It's up to you, baby. All right, so let's get into the show. So there's been people that I've spoken to recently who have problems with their properties, their mortgage, their taxes, whatever. And it's some family that I know that have dealt with that as well. Because they're not professionals in the industry, they're not aware of what the best option for them would be. And I've given advice to some people, and then they've made whatever decision they've made on what to do. The thing is, and wherever you get advice from, I strongly suggest that you work with someone who knows the business from an investment perspective as well as an agency perspective, okay? If you have a real estate license, doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything about real estate as a whole. It means that you understand what you've studied for in the exam and what you've learned on those documents, okay? Experience goes a long way. More study and more knowledge goes a long way, okay? Some real estate agents aren't investors. Some real estate agents are. So it just depends. Do your due diligence. Really ask questions, okay? And then you have other aspects of real estate like financiers, like, mortgage brokers, private lenders, you name it. Is different titles, different companies. You have inspectors, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway. Say, for example, you guys have a single family home, you inherited the home, or you purchased a home a long time ago, 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, what have you. You and your family live in this home, and when you first purchased it, you were able to sustain the mortgage, you were able to sustain the taxes, etc. But now they've raised the taxes in the county. The taxes are astronomical. Even though you have paid off all the mortgage free and clear, so you don't have any mortgage left, you still have to pay a $10,000 a year tax. Okay. Unfortunately, some people are unable to do that, but they still want to sustain their home. Let's be realistic in this situation. Your home is a liability at that point. I know the American dream is the picket fence, the home, the car, all that good stuff. Understand how to restructure that for yourself, okay? It's very important. And what I mean by that is this. You have various options to choose from. You may not want to do these things, but you may need to do these things in order for you to live a better life and sustain a better way of living, okay? So one, you could refinance your home, okay? Put a new mortgage on your home. Take out some of the equity from your home, okay? You're taking this money, and the reason you're taking this money out is for leverage. It's not for you to go on a boat cruise. It's not for you to get that new car or, new clothes or no liabilities at this point. Okay, unless you plan on taking your kids and family to the movie theater or something to that effect, or maybe out to eat once or something. But take that money, use it as down payments, or purchase the properties outright. What you're looking for, you're going to first hold the property that you have. You're going to keep making payments on it like you have been. You're going to refinance, take the mortgage, open a new mortgage under that loan that you purchased it for, a line of credit that you're purchasing it for. Line of credits are amazing because they don't charge you interest until you actually start using the money, so you can hold on to it as long as you want. Think about it, and you could go ahead and take that money and find another property in a neighborhood that better suits your requirements, your taxes, and so on and so forth. You may, in some neighborhoods, you could purchase a $44,000 home, a $50,000, $60,000, all the way up to, $300,000 home. In some states, you can't do that. Some counties, you can't do that at all. So find the best property for you. If you need to go back and look at or listen to some of the past YouTube channels or podcasts that I've done, go ahead and do that as well. But you could go ahead and take that money. Say, for example, you do an appraisal on a property. You find out the property that you live in right now is $300,000. You originally purchased the property at $150,000 or $100,000 20 years ago. Now you already see a return, okay? So you could go ahead and you could sell a property as is and get the money from it and purchase a brand new home with a better tax rate, et cetera, et cetera. You could purchase the property outright. You could use it, just put 20% down and start from the get-go, however you want to do it, if you want to do it with a single family or not. Another option is for you to take the money out of that particular property instead of just selling it outright with the appraised value. You could renovate that home that you live in now, and you could appraise it for the new updates. See how much it costs with the updated, as an updated version. Maybe you want to add another bathroom, so instead of it is a three bedroom, one bath, it's now a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Or a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, or, you might want to renovate the basement and turn that into a whole nother unit. So now you have 2 units instead of a single family, and you're bringing in rental income from the bottom floor. So you have other options to choose from, okay? If you decide that that's not what you want to do, you could live in the property take the refinance, take the money out on a second mortgage, take $50,000 to $100,000 out from that $300,000. Okay, you take $100,000, it'll leave you with $200,000 in equity still in the property. Mortgage payments might be $50 or $100 depending on how you amortized over 30 years. And then you could take that money and look for a multi-family property in the neighborhood. I wouldn't suggest single family because single family is a liability. Is an easier liability when there's only one family living in a home. When it's rented, it's amazing. It might be bringing you in $2,500, $3,500 a month because of its size, square footage, and all of that good stuff. But once the person leaves, now you have to pay $3,500 a month plus your mortgage. So we don't want that to happen. All right. So look for a multifamily 2-unit to 4-unit property, maybe with a storefront, and start from there with the refinance money that you got from the property you live in. Then you want to find that property. It could either be turnkey, which means that the property is already renovated. Somebody might already be living in the property, or the property is vacant but is renovated, is brand new, and all you have to do is do the paperwork. And while you're doing the paperwork, you're putting up. After you got to get permission first, but you're putting up ads to rent the units in the property. Once rented, 2 units you can see between $600 to $850, or $600 to $1,200, depending on the size of the property and the county that you live in. Okay, it may be more. You might be able to get both units for $2,500 a month a piece, $2,000 a month a piece, $1,500 a month a piece. Okay, so if you say, for example, you get $1,500 a month a piece, that's $30,000. If you purchase the property outright using the money from the property, now you're only paying taxes on that property, and you're saving 10% for capital expenditures, et cetera, and you're paying the insurance. So you're only paying taxes and insurance on that property. If you purchase it outright, you're getting $30,000 from the property a month. $3,000 a month from the property. That money is offsetting the taxes and mortgage that you have to pay for your single family home for right now. And now you have that income coming in plus your 9-to-5 income coming in as well. Okay, now you freed up your money. Okay, this is going to give you leverage. Okay, now my suggestion for you to do after this, you could either stay the way that you are, keep the property, keep paying monthly, et cetera, or you could go ahead and take the property that you live in now. Like I said, do renovations on that property. You still have your 2-family somewhere else that's being rented. You do the renovations and get the appraisal for the original property you live in. The appraisal will tell you how much the property is going to be worth once you do the renovations, and then you'll go ahead and sell that home, sell that single family that you are living in, and you'll be able to pay back the difference from the bank and get the difference in the equity that was still in the property. Okay, and the difference that you'll receive will be outright yours, which will give you the opportunity to purchase another single family that you and your family could live in at a lower tax rate. And you could probably get it for less than what you purchased the other property, the original property for. Or you could purchase a turnkey with a downstairs unit that rents out as well. It's up to you. And then you'll have money left over that you could utilize for whatever you want to use it for, because it's now yours. Obviously, after you pay the taxes on it. So now you're living in a new home with your family, brand new spot and spick and span clean, brand new everything. Looks like it came from HGTV in a nice neighborhood, and you have your investment property that's being rented right now that's bringing in monthly income. Okay, so now you've hit two birds with one stone. You lowered your taxes on the home that you live in. Your mortgage is either free and clear because you purchased the property outright with the money that you sold the original property for, or your mortgage itself is just lower in general than what the original property was, and you're seeing an income of an extra $3,000 a month from this duplex, and you're 9 to 5. Okay, so now you have freed up your money, you have freed up your time. You have the opportunity, and you don't have to just go from there. You could increase that. You could go ahead and purchase more real estate investments, create a portfolio. If you know nothing about the portfolios and the systems or how to do it, listen to my podcast, The Real Estate Confidant, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Play Music, Anchor, any one of those platforms you could use to listen to, and I talk about that all the time. Okay, you could do calculations on biggerpockets.com/calc, and so on and so forth. Okay, 1 to 4 units in a storefront is illegal residential. Anything above 4 units, it becomes commercial. That's 5 units plus. So my suggestion is to stay stay under the 5 unit range. Stay at 4 units in the storefront for purchase. And like I always say, you could also, with the storefront, you could also start your own deli or coffee shop that sells newspapers and candies and all of that stuff in the neighborhood, that the house is in. People in the neighborhood probably go to you before they go anywhere else, because your store will be like in the middle of the block or right on a corner, so it's more convenient for people to go to you. And people may even make suggestions. Hey, could you get this? Could you add this? Boo boo. I like Bustelo coffee. I prefer, Folgers, or the all natural coffee. That kind of thing. So it'll give you options, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that's going to be it for the show. Like I said before, sign up for the raffle, ladies and gentlemen. If you have credit problems, dsxdesign.com is definitely an awesome place for you to go to get trade lines. Also, zblackcard.com/PTCE. Check them out as well. The Z700 program helps you with trade lines and building your credit, okay, and fixing your credit. And as well as giving you a line of credit and a loan for you to purchase your first investment property. So if you're in this situation where you're in debt, you're down and out, you're trying to pull yourself up, you definitely have options, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully this episode has helped you out. All right? I'll be talking to you all soon. This is Mike Razor, the Real Estate Confidant, and I'm out.